痛いよナミ話してよ
チャンネル登録してね。
ナミ
Car D Kaizoku.
This video is sponsored by Nengarden. Nengarden is holding a Black Friday sale. You can get 30 to 35% off site-wide. This stacks with my promo code CardKaizoku for an additional 5% off on top of the sale. Just want to save y'all a couple bucks. This video is sponsored by gumgum.gg. Man, what deck should I play today? Oh, I know, I'll head over to gumgum.gg for the most up-to-date One Piece deck lists, updated daily with over 1,000 deck lists per set, including both Eastern and Western decks. Whether you're chasing the meta or hunting for rogue strategies, use gumgum.gg. This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. So Red Purple Luffy, a deck that has been like teetering in the meta for a few sets now. He was released quite a bit ago in Starter Deck 10. But yeah, he did get turbo boosted in OP09 thanks to all the new red and purple additions to the Shanks leader and then the purple black Luffy leader and also like the purple Luffy starter deck too. So combination of all those things created like a perfect storm for Red Purple Luffy to become viable again. So just as a refresher, here's the leader card. So Red Purple Luffy is a dual color red purple leader with 6,000 power and 3 starting life. Yep, only 3, but 6k base. His leader ability reads, activate main once per turn. If your field has 0 Dawn, or if you have 8 or more Dawn, you can add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. So essentially you can ramp 1 active Dawn for free when you're at 8 or more Dawn, or when you're at 0, which is only relevant to 1 card in our deck. But we'll go over it once we get to it. So let's take a look at the deck list. So as you can see, it's not too different at all from past Red Purple Luffy lists, right? The core of it's still the same, the identity is still the same, it still plays the same, it just has a better like top end and like utility cards. So yeah, starting off with 4 OP01 Nami. 1 costs 2k power, 1k counter. It is the Straw Hat Searcher on play. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck for a Straw Hat type card added to your hand. Put the rest on the back at the bottom of your deck in any order. Standard 1 cost searcher, and it finds pretty much everything that we want in our deck. You can find our Zoro drills if we miss it in our opening hand. It can find our late game in the form of 9 cost Luffy and 10 cost Luffy, and then it can find our defense in the form of our 2k counters and the Onami blocker, and then especially importantly, it can find Gum Gum Giants, which is our way to like counter 4k in the late game and then cycle 2 cards out of our hand to potentially counter for 8k for 1 Dawn actually. So Nami is quite important. I'm even thinking of running Law and Nami in conjunction, but maybe too many searchers, so I'm just keeping it at 4 for now. 4 OP02 Edward Newgate, 9 cost 10k power. On play, up to one of your leaders gets plus 2k power until the start of your next turn. Then you cannot add cards from your life area to your hand from your effects this turn. This doesn't really apply to us, it applies to the OP02 leader Whitebeard, but yeah, we get plus 2k, so we're an 8k base leader for one of your opponent's turns. And then after that, if you attack with this Newgate with 2 Dawn attached, you can KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. So this is more of a nice to have, right? The main draw of this card is just getting that plus 2k buff, because especially with our leader, we become 8k. That's even harder for a leader to attack into, right? A 5k base leader would need 3 Dawn committed to even make us counter 1k in the end. But yeah, that second part of his ability does come into play sometimes. You can like knock out a blocker Rosinante, the chump blocker one, before attacking into something. You can kill your opponent's Mr. 2s and stuff like that. Even the Onami that Purple Luffy runs, you can kill with this Newgate with 2 Dawn attached. 4 OP09 Yasop, 5 cost 6k power, 1k counter. On play, up to one of your leaders gets plus 1k power until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then Dawn times 1 when attacking, up to one of your opponent's characters gets plus 1k power for this turn. So kind of similar to the Newgate, except only 1k power, but you can do it a lot earlier when you're at 5 Dawn. This makes our leader into a 7k base for one of your opponent's turns, essentially stopping any attacks at you for that turn. Then yeah, after that, if you attach a Dawn to Yasop, he can give minus 1k to something. I apologize ahead of time, I can feel myself losing my voice in the middle of recording this. But yeah, it's a nice to have, but not necessary, the one attacking part. But yeah, just something you can play on your 5 Dawn turn. Most of the time we really can't fit Yasop in. He's only there if we like royally miss all of our ramp early game, so we have something to play in the mid game. And he also has 1k counter too, so he's never a dead card. 4 EB01 Mr. 2, 4 cost 1k power, 1k counter, and then on play you can add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as active, and then when attacking you can choose up to one of your opponent's characters. Mr. 2's base power becomes that character's current power. So yeah, Mr. 2, essentially we use him for the ramp. It's a guaranteed ramp on our 4 Dawn turn, but also he's also nice to have with this when attacking, because he can also copy an opponent's character. So against like decks like Doflamingo and stuff, it's not as useful because you're just copying like 5k characters that they cheat out in multiple numbers. But in decks that like to play like one singular big thing, like the mirror for instance, Red Purple Luffy mirror, or Purple Luffy himself, or even Shanks, decks like those, you can copy pretty sizable characters with this Mr. 2. But yeah, usually he just dies the turn after because he's a 1k on your opponent's turn. But it's still worth it, for the ramp at least, in this deck. 4 OP05 Zorojiro, 3 cost 4k power, 1k counter. When attacking, if you have 3 or less life, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck is active. So we always have 3 or less life because that's how much we start at, so you never have to worry about having to take life early to trigger this effect to be active. And yeah, Zorojiro just helps you ramp as well. So if you can combo a Zorojiro into a Mr. 2 or something, ramping 2 Dawn, it really accelerates you to your late game. We'll go over like the Dawn curves later too. But yeah, Zoro himself, when you attack with them, you ramp 1. You don't even need to attach Dawn. It'd be nice if you could make your opponent have to counter 1, but if like Dawn is tight and you need it to fit some specific kind of curve, you can just swing 4k and then not do any damage and then ramp still anyway. 2 OP05 Monkey D Luffy, 10 cost 12k power. On play, Dawn -10. Place all of your characters other than this character at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then after this, take another turn. And then activate main once per turn. If you pay 1 Dawn, you can ramp 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck is active. So yeah, this is the card where that 0 Dawn part in our leader ability is actually relevant. Because after you Dawn -10 with this Luffy, you can use your leader ability to ramp a Dawn to go back at 1. And then this Luffy after that can use its card effect to ramp another Dawn with that active Dawn that you just ramped. So you do start your second turn with 4 Dawn. And this is more of like a finisher card. Sometimes it's worth it to play it early too. In some matches where like if your opponent is especially slow, if you just have a 12k out that essentially has like rush and you're drawing like 2 cards, that's one way you can use it. But most of the time it's just a finisher card because your opponent will have to defend every character you have on board because they're going to get bottom decked anyway. And then you'll play this Luffy, you'll return 10 Dawn, ramp 1 with your leader can attack for 7, and then don't forget to ramp with this character before attaching that Dawn to your leader, by the way. And then you'll take your second turn, you'll be at 4 Dawn, you can attack with your leader for 10 and then this Luffy for 12. And usually if your opponent is at 1 life at that point or something, it's really hard to defend that last life against everything that I just detailed will be thrown at your opponent. So that's what he's primarily used for. 4 OP07 Sanji, 6 cost 6k power, 2k counter. And then if you have 2 or fewer Dawn cards than your opponent, he costs 3 less in your hand. So he's a 3 cost 6k in some scenarios, especially after that 10 cost Luffy we just went over. Right, if you're minusing 10 Dawn, for sure you're going to be 2 less than your opponent. So if you do need to play out this Sanji, he's a perfect card to play out next turn because you'll have 4 Dawn to use with them. But other than that, he's a 2k counter that's searchable in our deck, and then he has blocker too, that's why he's so great. 4 OP09 Monkey D Luffy, 9 cost 10k power. On play, you can return 1 or more of your Dawn cards from play back to your Dawn deck. Then if you do this, you draw a card and he gains rush. You only want to return 1 Dawn, by the way. The 1 Dawn or more is for Purple Black Luffy, which is for another video. So you just always pick 1 Dawn for this part. And yeah, he kind of replaces Dragon in that this is your rush attacker for the set. He also draws you a card too, so you get card advantage. And he's a 10k stat line that's really efficient for 9 Dawn, especially as a rush attacker too. And yeah, in this kind of deck, we can play this guy out really early, which we'll go over in the Dawn curve, so don't worry, we'll get to that. 4 starter deck, 14 Queen, 5 cost 6k power, 1k counter. Blocker, and then on play, if you Dawn -1, you can draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. So Queen helps you filter your hand and draw you a card, and then in the late game, when you're trying to just survive 1 more turn to be able to attack with your big guys 1 more time to end your opponent, Queen is great for that. That's why you want to have blockers in this deck, because we're not always going to just be able to overwhelm your opponent. We also have to survive ourselves because we're a 3 life leader. So Queen is great for that. Helps you find additional counters and yeah, can block and attack himself. 4 starter deck 10, Eustace Captain Kid, 7 cost 8k power. On play and when attacking, if you Dawn -1, up to 1 of your leaders gains plus 1000 power until the start of your next turn. So similar to the Yasop effect, we stay at 7k on your opponent's turn, except this kid can do it every turn when he attacks, and he can even do it on the turn you play him because he is an on-play. It's both. So that's why he's great for this kind of deck. Just making our leader constantly a 7k makes it out of reach for any like stray attacks that your opponent might not commit too much like thought into. They really have to like think out how much they want to spread out their Dawn for the turn, while also trying to play stuff too, right? 4 starter deck 18 Usohachi, 3 cost 3k power, 2k counter. On play, if you have 8 or more Dawn, you can rest up to 1 of your opponent's 5 cost or less characters. This is like the essential purple 2k counter, especially in a ramp deck like this. We'll hit 8 in no time, and just being able to rest a 5 cost for 3 Dawn if we need it is a great utility. But other than that, he's a 2k counter that's searchable in our deck, so honestly one of the best purple 2k counters at the moment. 3 starter deck 18 Onami, 4 cost 2k power, 1k counter. Blocker, and then on play, if you have 8 or more Dawn cards on your field, you can trash a card from your hand and then you'll draw 2 cards. So same reason as Queen, except Nami can't really attack or do anything much else besides block afterwards. But yeah, you'll get the same card advantage, except you have to do it in the opposite order. You trash first and then you draw 2. But you don't have to Dawn -1, but you do have to be at 8 Dawn to get use out of this Nami, but that's when we want to play her anyway. And yeah, it's for that situation where you want to live one more turn to use your characters to go for lethal turn after. And it also helps you dig for your other defensive options, namely your Gum Gum Giant. 1 starter deck 1 Diable Jump, 1 cost event on main. If you select one of your Straw Hat type leaders or characters, they cannot be stopped by a blocker for this turn. And then on trigger, you can kill up to one of your opponent's blockers with the cost of 3 or less. So the trigger never comes up. Maybe it could, but I've never actually ever used it for the trigger. But yeah, this is just your cheeky way to get some wins. I think most Red Purple Luffys kind of cut this card out, or it's like not guaranteed that Red Purple Luffy does run it. So I do like to run it as a 1 of at least, in the off chance that I do need it, because a lot of decks don't really respect it anymore. And it's searchable with the Nami too, in case you really need it in an emergency situation. And what's nice is with that 10 cost Luffy second turn play, when you have 4 Dawn, you can attack 15k with that 10 cost Luffy, unblockable with it to end your opponent if they have like a bunch of blockers up. And lastly, we have 4 OP09 Gum Gum Giant 1 cost event. Honestly, the best like defensive event in the game, because what it does for 1 Dawn is counter, Dawn -2. You can trash 1 card from your hand if your leader has the Straw Hat crew type, which we do. Give up to one of your leaders or characters plus 4k power for this turn, and then draw 2 cards. So yeah, not only are you cycling a card out of your hand, you're also countering 4k and then potentially drawing 4k more counter. So 1 Dawn for 8k counter in like the best case scenario. In the worst case scenario, it's 1 Dawn for 4k counter, so that's more than worth it. The Dawn -2 part, for most decks, well, even for most decks, it's not really an issue, but especially in Red Purple Luffy deck, because we can ramp the Dawn back on our turn, the turn after. It's like no big deal at all to play this card whenever, liberally. For starting hands, you'll want Nami, Mr. 2, Zorojuro, and then either Newgate or Monkey D. Luffy, the 9 cost. So yeah, you just want Nami to guarantee you have like a Gum Gum Giant for the late game or a 2k counter in your hand, or if you don't have Zorojuro already for your turn after, you have them. And then Zorojuro or Mr. 2, or in the best case scenario, both will help you get to your late game a lot quicker. And then yeah, the late game that you want to get to, that you hope you have in hand, so that you're not ramping to 10 for nothing. Newgate is a great card to play, and then so is 9 cost Luffy, right? There's no point in getting to 9 or 10 Dawn if you just have a handful of like Yasops and Queens and stuff. But still great cards to play in case you don't have them, because you can play like 2 characters out of turn that way. But yeah, I like it more when I have my 9 costs, so that's why I like to prioritize having them in hand. So how you'll want to curve your Dawn is, if you're going first, you'll start 1 Dawn, right? So you'll want to play Nami, find any pieces you're missing, as we mentioned earlier. On your 3 Dawn turn, you'll play Zorojuro, then you'll attack, you'll pass, and then the turn after that, if you can, if you have a Mr. 2, that would be the most optimal way to ramp. You could attack with Zorojuro, that'll ramp you to 6, play Mr. 2, that'll ramp you to 7, and then if you put Dawn on Zorojuro to attack, you would have 3 left over at the moment. And if you put Dawn on Zorojuro, you'd have 2 Dawn left over at the moment, so you could put that 2 Dawn on your leader to attack for 8 or something. Then the turn after, you'll hit 9 naturally, so you could play Newgate or 9 cost Luffy. You can even ramp with your leader ability to have a Dawn active to play like another Nami or something, or swing with your leader for 7, or if you play Newgate, you can swing for 9 in that case. Now, if you don't have both Mr. 2 and Zorojuro, that's still fine. In this scenario, if you didn't have Mr. 2, you'd still hit 9 Dawn that turn anyway, right? You hit 8 Dawn and then you use your leader ability to ramp to 9. So that's how you hit your 9 Dawn turn in 4 turns. Going second, it's not too much different. You could play Nami out on your 2 Dawn turn, and then turn after, you could either play Mr. 2 or Zorojuro, right? So if, let's say we play Mr. 2, that would bring us to 5 Dawn. Then turn after, we'll hit 7. At this point, we can't really do much except play like a Yasop or something, or a Queen. That's when these cards are great. Then after that, we'll naturally go to 9. Even if we played Queen, we could leader ability to hit 9. If we play Yasop, we could hit 10 actually. But in that scenario where we go second, if we did have Zorojuro, we could play that on our 4 Dawn turn. Then on our 6 Dawn turn, we'll ramp with Zorojuro, and then we could play Mr. 2. That would bring us to 8 Dawn actually, and you can even use your leader ability from that point on to ramp 1 more Dawn. So you hit 9 on your 3rd turn. But that's 9 Dawn you can't use yet, right? It's for your next turn, because you would have needed Dawn to play out Mr. 2. So yeah, both scenarios on your 4th Dawn. So yeah, in both scenarios on your 4th turn, you will hit 9 Dawn to play your late game, no matter which combination you play these ramp cards in. You just need at least one of them. Here are some cards to consider. So Nico Robin from OP05 was a tech card in this deck back when a lot of the black decks were a lot more popular, because they did run Rebecca, which is a 4 cost 0 power blocker. This Robin was a 1 Dawn answer to that Rebecca, because it KOs a 1k power or less character on play for 1 Dawn, so it's a 1 Dawn investment to get rid of their 4 Dawn blocker that could stop you. But these days we don't see black too much, so I cut it out of the deck. But if black does rise back into prominence and Rebecca comes back in full force, I would put like 2 Robins in somehow. make some room for her. Maybe cut out the Onamis or something. You could also consider starter deck 10 Trafalgar Law, 4 cost 5k blocker. And then on play, if you Dawn -1 and your opponent has 7 or more cards in their hand, you can make them discard 2. So if you need another blocker for like defense and you want to make your opponent discard 2 cards because your meta is full of decks that like to have big hand sizes, I think Law is a valid option too. And then yeah, for the top end, basically it's like a buffet. You can take your pick. The ones I included in the deck are the most generic one, like for most matchups, but if you do need like specific counters to certain decks, like Shanks is good into like Bonnie and stuff. Rayleigh's good into Doflamingo and stuff. This Shanks is it's a turbo aggro card, and then you need a Ben Beckman to add some removal into your deck. Then Roger, if you want to go for like a 0 life 13k like rush play, that's also a valid option. So yeah, it's up to you how you guys want to fill out your top end, right? The 9 cost Luffy isn't the end all be all. You have a lot of red options to pick from here. So that's my red purple Luffy deck for OP09. Again, it plays exactly how he always has, so if you've played him before, it's gonna feel really natural to you. Nothing's different at all. You just have a different top end to pick from, and then some more defensive options that'll help you keep alive to attack with your top end now that you ramp to it. But as we saw, the ramp options we have been out in the game for a while now, so that part is still the same. Yeah, let me know if you like this video. I'm gonna include gameplay footage soon at the end of this deck breakdown part. And then if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate a subscribe, please. I'm gonna do some more OP09 deck breakdowns before the set releases, so stay on the lookout for that. Blackbeard might be like the last one I do because I have to like really learn that deck before I want to make a deck breakdown for it. But yeah, for now, Red Purple Luffy, enjoy. We have Red Purple Luffy versus Shanks. We'll go first. Mulligan. Okay, we have Mr. 2s. I never have a Zorodro in my starting hand for some reason. So it's kind of awkward that we're going first, but that we still get to hit 9 the turn that we want to anyway with Mr. 2. If I draw a 9-drop, that is. If not, yeah, things are going to be awkward. Ooh, Nami? Does that help us? Not really. We'll play it out though. I guess we'll need Gungam Giants eventually. Then we'll swing leader for 8. He will not leader ability this. Yeah, the good thing about my stat line is that leader ability is not enough to stop my base leader hit against him. Right, because my 6 will turn into a 5, he still needs to counter. Lucky Roo coming out. Potentially. If Lucky Roo comes out, that means he can't hit me. Yeah, he hits Lucky Roo. So, I want to play Mr. 2, so I'm going to attack 7 with my lead, and then Mr. 2 afterwards, so he doesn't die to Lucky Roo. So he does leader ability counter 2, it looks like. Or he could take it. He does counter 2, we'll play Mr. 2. Pass. Okay, I need a 9-drop next turn, because that would be the perfect time to play it. Please. I might even take a life to increase my odds of getting a 9-drop. I run so many, I have to hit one eventually. Or even 7k, 7k would be nice too. There's something that can get around the Lucky Roo. Okay, they play Yasop. So leader's a 6. Okay, Lucky Roo's attacking. Well, we said we're gonna take 1, so we are. We get Mr. 2. Uh-oh. Should I take another? Nope, I should not. And just hope I top deck. Nope, it's a Onami. So we'll leader ability. We'll attack 6 into Lucky Roo. I guess we're playing Onami to search for our late game. Would he counter to save Lucky Roo? What would you do for Lucky Roo? Counter with 1k and leader ability. Okay. Lucky dude. So if I Yasop, I can attack him for 7 and then he kills my Yasop in return. That's okay, I think. 7 into Lucky Roo, and then he'll kill Yasop in return. And then we'll play Onami. We'll discard a Mr. 2. Okay, now we get 2 9-beards. That would have been nice a turn earlier. Because now he's at 8. So yeah. Oh, Ben Beckman kills my Nami, and then they kill my Bon Clay, and then Yasop can hit me. For 7, I guess. I will counter that. Yeah, kill my Mr. 2 with leader, Yasop 7, I counter 1. Yeah. Okay, I just hope it doesn't have the Shanks that can kill a 10k. So I'm gonna play Newgate. Then we'll attack Yasop for 8. Should have just done 9, to be honest. Those leader ability counter 2, yep. Yep, but hopefully me being an 8k makes it hard for him to attack into me anyway. Yeah, I left the Dawn up for Gum Gum Giant. I guess it pays off because I'm gonna need it against him. Oh, he doesn't attack with it. Alright, well, we'll throw 9 at lead. He took it. Another new gate. Throw 7 at lead. We'll pass. Wait, why did I have minus 1k? Oh, the leader ability. Right. Oh, like, the Shanks doesn't hit my leader, it's only characters, but I forgot his leader can do that too. Okay, we have Gum Gum Giant. So unless he stacks like all his Dawn onto one Shanks to kill my new gate, I think they both live. But this one lives, this singular one. Then I might have to go for like a 10 cost Luffy play. Okay, he does play that Shanks that I didn't want to come out, but he killed my rested one. Why wouldn't he want to kill my active one and then try to attack into the rested one with this 12k? I don't know. Should we take a 12 here though? That is the question. We don't have to. If we don't have to, we're not gonna. Yeah. Then we'll trash this. Buff 4. Counter 2. Dang it. I should have just taken it maybe. None of this helps me. I can't threaten that, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go for the Hail Mary, I think. Right, because if I play 9 cost Luffy, I can't contest this Shanks anyway. So yeah, we're doing 9 into lead. I think he can use this on both of my turns actually. Okay, so he takes the 9. Play 10 cost Luffy, return. Then leader ability, ramp. This guy ramps. We'll do 6 at lead. Does it persist? For the turn. Okay, it goes away on my second turn. But I think he can use it again. It does counter 2k. We'll take our second turn. Okay, here goes nothing. 10. 10, 10. Yeah, we're going 10, 10. It's our best shot. Takes it. Okay, we'll go 10 from our Luffy. I think we have it. Hey, yeah, he runs as many bricks as I do. That's why. Okay, bye. We have Red Purple Luffy versus Black Yellow Luffy. We'll go... How about we go first? Ooh, we have double ramp. We're gonna hit our late game. Hopefully before they can deal with us. Okay, so we'll pass. Let's hope they don't play a Garp or anything. You pass 2, okay? Let's make a deal. Ooh, this guy's nice. I think I'm the kind of guy who will hit you for 6. I'm not gonna try to starve him out. I'm nice. I want to give you cards. We'll play Zordro and pass. I'm a giving giver. They play Kuzan. Right, we'll do 5 at lead with the Zordro and Rampadon. Take, we'll play Mr. 2. We'll do 8 at lead. You're gonna go to 1 life. Yeah, okay. Oh, they Rocket Luffy, my Mr. 2. Oh, what I said Rocket. I mean Egghead Luffy. Only stupid people call it Rocket Luffy. And I'm not stupid, I'm cool. Attack us for 6, we'll counter 1. Probably... Actually, yeah, I'm probably just stupid. Okay, they... Egghead Luffy, my other Zordro. So they still have a Kuzan out. Leader ability... I guess I'll drop a new gate and it'll die to this Kuzan. In that case, I want this Luffy, right? Because I can at least attack with them first. Yeah, so we'll do 7 at lead. Okay, counters 3. Play out this Luffy, return a Dawn. We'll do 10 at lead, he goes to 0. And that's fine. Because if he wants to, like, do any, like, cost reduction shenanigans to kill my Luffy, he needs to at least have 2 Dawn on leader. Okay, they Raigo him. That works. And they leader ability here. Whoops. Forgot Raigo's thing. Okay, so Ace and Sabo, and then attack me for 7 will counter 2. Okay, you get 7 cost kid. Sure, we'll do that. 7 kid. Turn it on. Buff me. Ramp it back. Do 9 at lead. Loses the ace. Pass. Maybe this is where I die. Okay, Sabu, 2 costs out. So he has a blocker, and he's gonna leader ability. It's another 2 Don. Egghead Luffy to kill my kid with this Kuzan combination. Yeah. Does he suspect that we have Diable Jam though? I didn't search it or anything, so he doesn't know we have it in hand. Okay, yeah, bye-bye to our kid here. A second Kuzan. Okay, so he's not gonna hurt me. This Luffy kills. But yeah, with the 2 Kuzans, he can kill anything I play. Turn after. Okay, so new gate. Do 9 at Kuzan. He'll die. Or block. I think he needs to block. Yeah, he blocks. We'll pass. So then get rid of my new gate. If he has another Egghead Luffy. He already used 2, right? So how many more can you have, you know? Okay, so Flampe takes their last Luffy. And that doesn't go back to hand or anything, so he lost that. Okay, so he's putting a Luffy back, and he has a 8 cost? No, he doesn't have. He just has a 2 cost Luffy in hand. Okay, so this kills my new gate. Ooh, I can go for a Diable Jam play, since he's at 0 right now. And he has like 2 cards in hand, right? So I think I have it. Yeah, Ace, 1k counter. At most 5k. That's 14. And I can attack for 15 total. So yeah. GG. It's over for you. Nice try though. Oh, he drew a card with the Luffy though. That's the thing. We'll take this. I mean, I can Diable Jam the turn after. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll do 6 at Kuzan. Dies, we'll play this Luffy out. Use his effect. Then we'll ramp. Ramp. Take our second turn. His buff is gone. Then we'll ramp. Attach 3 Dawn. Diable Jam. Unblockable 15 for game. Because you're not 9k anymore. You're more like dead K. Bite. We have Red Purple Luffy versus Purple Black Luffy. I think I want to go first, right? Because they want to go 3 Dawn, play Zoro. So we'll keep this. We'll find something to play eventually with this hand. Yep, we found a new gate. Right, we'll do 9 at lead. Get him low. We'll pass. So he's gonna play Zoro this turn. No, he plays Mr. 2. Hey, I was gonna do that. 6 at me. Kind of 1. Okay, so that I don't give him something nice to copy, we'll play our own Mr. 2. Attack for 8. Will he take this one as well? That's 2 life left after that. Might be too low for him. He takes it, we'll pass. So yeah, the thing is, if I play Newgate the turn after, he can copy it. That's what I don't want. I could Usohachi and then kill it. Okay, they play Sanji to tap my Mr. 2. That's not nice. 5 at Mr. 2, that's not nice at all. 8 at me, we have to take this one. No, we don't. We'll counter 3. Okay, so we'll leader ability, then we'll play Newgate, and then we'll attack 8 into their leader. Then, yeah, I wanted to counter because I'm gonna have to take a 10k here anyway. Okay, he does counter 1 and then takes because I think he's gonna Gekko Moria this turn, so that's why he wanted this Frankie and discard. Makes sense. Yep. So we're just gonna eat a 10k and maybe an 8k from the Sanji. Take the 10 and now counter the 8. Or 9, actually. Yeah, we'll take this 10 here. Or don't we? Okay, he does 8 first, we'll counter 2. I can always kill the Mr. 2 with the Newgate, so he has to do this. Yeah, we'll take this. Okay, we get a 1k at least. Okay, we'll do 12 at lead and kill Mr. 2 with our Newgate's ability. He blocks. Just gotta get him to 1, right? Leave 1 down up for the Gum Gum Giant. Yeah. So we'll do 13 at lead. Hopefully he doesn't get to play any more blockers. But we have Usohachi too. Go to 0, go to 0. Okay, Gum Giant. So that brings him to 9. He'll need like 2 more cards on top of that. No, 3 more cards on top of that. 1, 2. Is he gonna take anyway? That'd be the best. Oh my god. Okay, he countered out of it. How many cards was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, we got 6 cards out of his hand. Okay, so I don't think we die this turn because we have Gum Giant. And then he needs to spend Dawn to not die from us, so he can't, like, overcommit. Okay, so he does attack us for 9. Might as well Gum Giant this. Get rid of you. Buff. We get 3k counter out of that. Good. He's not at 10 Dawn, so okay, he does just play a Frankie. He gets this 2 Dawn back. Only 1 active, though. Or 2 active? Is that how it works? No, only 1 of them was active. Okay, so they play Law. Look for another Gum Giant. Yeah, the thing is, I don't have anything for after this. Okay, they have an Onami blocker. They're stalling. I need a stall too. And then this Sanji attacks me for 7 only. We'll counter 2. Okay, I can always pop this Nami with this new gate. We play our Nami first. We get our own Nami. Take it. We're gonna stall 2. So we'll do 12 at leader and kill this Nami. They block with Frankie. Yep. Play our own Nami. We'll discard Yasop. Get Gum Giant. Perfect. Do 8 at lead. Eat up their Gum Giant. Yep. At least we get it out of the way, you know? Okay. We'll pass. I don't know who wins. It's kind of close. We're all doing the same thing. He's doing it with black. I'm doing it with red. So 7 at us. We'll counter 2. Keep the Usohachi like as a last resort. 9 at me. We'll Gum Giant. Discard buff. We get 2k more counter. Good. He's still not at 10, so I don't have to worry about like a 10 cost Luffy. Okay, Gecko into another Frankie again. So I just tap out Usohachi and I go for game. I think I have it. I hope. So they have 1 Usohachi in hand. I don't know, he could have a lot of defense now. And then he could do like leader 7. He needs to do like 6 only. Okay, they play another Law because they did not find. They have 2 Usohachis, so I don't think I can win. What the heck? Okay, the safer thing to do. No, let's not think about safe. Let's see. Usohachi. That leaves me with 7 Dawn. And then that's 23. So that's like 11, 12. I can do 11, 11. No, I need to have like an out. So we just do a base. Play Nami. Okay, I did not find a blocker or a Gum Giant. How about a second Nami? Okay, Gum Giant. So that changes some things. I think I can stall for 1 more turn. So I'm not gonna play out Usohachi. That gives me 8 Dawn to work with. So I can do 12, 12. No, I need to leave the Dawn up. So here's 11. They block. I mean, I could get like a second Gum Giant for my life. So here's another 11. I do believe he has a counter for this at least. I know he has 4k and I'm pretty sure he has a Gum Giant. I know one of mine is on the bottom. He took it. Okay. Well, if I have a Roger, that'd be nice. But I don't think I run it. I definitely do not run it. Okay, 7 at me will counter 2. He might have that Luffy, huh? The 10 cost Luffy. 9 at me. Well, Gum Giant here. Turn to Dawn. Discard. Buff. I get no counter. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's where it all falls apart. 9 at me will take that one. Maybe I'm still good. Right? Wait, no. Yeah, I have a blocker, so I think I'm still good. Because I can counter the leader hit. And then second turn, I'll block the Luffy and then take the leader hit. And I'll still be good. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing to worry about. Okay, it does play the Luffy. The 10 cost Luffy. Then he'll get 2 Dawn back. He can attack me for 6. And if I can counter that, it's over for him. Take your second turn. I guess he could play a blocker and stuff right now. Okay, Usohachi. Oh, maybe it's over for me. Oh no. Wait, he needs to be at 8 Dawn to tap. Yeah, we got it. Nice. You want a rematch? That was a little blood clenchy. We both kind of played the same, to be honest. Okay, we'll mulligan this. Okay, we have Juro. We're going first. We're gonna turbo ramp. We'll pass. He passes. We'll swing 6 at him. We're gonna have to swing smaller numbers this time because we have stuff to play actually. The counter 2 will play out Zoro pass. He didn't manage to play like a 3-cost Zoro. He does play Frankie. Gets it all back. Attacks me for 6. Counter 1. Okay, we're gonna ramp to this Luffy, so here is 5 from this guy. From Zoro on board. Then we'll play Mr. 2. Then we'll do down leader, attack for 7. Maybe he blocks or he takes. Okay, we'll play Nami. Second Luffy. Pass. Because we can start playing him from next turn. Before he can. Woohoo! We're the fast rampers. And if you play something big besides the Sanji, my Mr. 2 can copy, so he just attacks 6 since in the Zoro. That's fine. It's so cold, I'm like having trouble enunciating my words. Attacks me for 10. Okay, I wanted to take anyway. Jeez. Okay, maybe I keep the Mr. 2 out to copy something big? Nah, you're not gonna play something big. This guy ain't gonna play something big. This guy, I'm gonna shut up now. Okay, 5 at Frankie. Okay, he died without much resistance. So we'll do 7 at lead. Counters 3, we'll play 9-cost Luffy minus a Dawn. 10 at lead. I think we got it. Have it. We gave it. We got it. I was trying to say got and have at the same time. Ooh, Gekko Moria. Yeah, he just wanted to replay the Frankie. And then the Law too. Hey, that's pretty good. But he cannot threaten anything except for my Mr. 2 on board, but that's okay. Right, he plays Gekko. I could copy Mr. 2, his Gekko. So maybe I should have just not attacked with him. I'm learning, okay? Didn't say this was a deck guide. I didn't say this was a deck masterclass. This is a deck breakdown, you know? It's the deck that I'm using. And then just me navigating how to play it. It will Nami the Law. That's pretty standard. I do think I need to leave a Dawn up. So we'll attack 6 into lead. The counter 2 will do 10 into lead. The block will do another Luffy out. Then 10 into lead. He takes. Yep, we'll pass. I have Gum Gum Giant to protect my boys. All 3 of my Luffy's here. Okay, another Gekko brings back the same 2 guys I just killed. Frankie Law. That means Gekko can kinda threaten my Luffy. He can do like a 11k? 12. He does 6 at me. We'll counter 1. And 9, 10 at me. Might as well Gum Gum Giant this. Discard that. Buff. Counter 1. Oh, another another Luffy. Yeah, we do it. Okay, so 10 at lead. Does block. 10 at lead. Thing is, do I die on the clap back? So he does Gum Gum Giant here. Maybe I do this Luffy instead. So he counters this. No, I need him to be at 0 for this to work. I'll play out another Luffy. I could do a 9-beard. Make myself a little tankier. Yeah, we'll be tankier. We'll ramp 1 Dawn. In case we get Gum Gum Giant from our life, we'll do 8 into lead. I think he has to take because he has no more Dawn up. He counters 4k. Yeah, he could do that too. That's the thing he can do. We'll kill the Law with our Nami. Pass. Okay, so we're 8k base and I have 4k counter. He could do 12, 12, 9. So I am safe. I think. So 9 at me. Counter 2. 9 at me. Oh, he's gonna do that Luffy thing. Counter 2. If he does a Luffy thing, he cannot kill me, but he can kill my characters. Then I'll do the Luffy thing. Yeah, I have a feeling Newgate this turn was the right call. They played Sanji. Okay, this does nothing to me. I mean, I guess he could hit me for 8k twice. Then he just dies on the clapback. Okay, 10 at Luffy. I have no counter. Wow. Good for you. Okay, we'll do 10 at lead. We're gonna do the Luffy thing. That good for you thing's a quote from something too, right? Like way back, like an actor, Christian Bale, I think, from The Dark Knight, where he just rage quitted. Okay, we got it. I was gonna do the Luffy thing, but woohoo! Okay, bye. Oh, good for you. We have red purple Luffy versus green purple Doflamingo. We'll go first. We can keep this. We have Nami at least. We can try to find Zoro Jiro. We have some late game to ramp into 2. Okay, so we'll start with a Nami. No Jiro. No nothing actually. We'll take a Diablo Jam. They know we have it now. Now nothing to play next turn. So I might just take a leader hit here, if they are so inclined to give me one. Okay, they play Baby 5. And that's it. So they just want something to attack back into my Nami? That's okay though. We'll do 5 at lead. I mean, she still needs a Dawn to be a 2k. Counter 2. Okay, how about 6 at lead from my leader? They take it. We'll pass it. Yeah, I don't have ramp on board and I don't have anything to play, so things aren't looking good. Maybe 5 Searcher. I do have to waste an attack on it and then they're gonna kill my Nami. Dang it, this isn't good at all. How could things have gone so wrong? Nami, you're supposed to solve everything for me. Okay, they pick up a Rosinante. Should I run Nami and Law? Maybe. Okay, they do 5 at Nami. Then they drop the Rosinante. Yeah. Okay, so they pass. They get 2 down. Okay, I draw into ramp, luckily. I don't think I need the extra Dawn, so we'll just throw 7 at Baby 5. The block, we'll play Mr. 2 and pass. So we hit 8 next turn. We can start leader abilitying. Then we can play 9 Luffy or 9 Newgate, depending on which one we need. If there's nothing rested, I won't play Luffy. I'll just play the Newgate and then Luffy after. Right, because our leader ability lets us ramp 1 Dawn when we're at 8. And that's going to be next turn. So another Baby 5 Surge finds him the blocker Doflamingo. Plays it out. And then he needs to attack with Baby 5. So that, he doesn't need to do it right now because he's not rested anyway. So he doesn't swing with leader because he didn't have the Dawn. Or did he have the Dawn? He didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess he didn't. Okay. Well, leader ability. So Mr. 2 is just gonna die for me, but hopefully we can kill Baby 5. So we'll copy 6k into her. They block with Doflamingo. Well, yeah, that means that I'm gonna play Luffy instead. Or else I could do 8. No, I think Luffy's better. So we'll do 6 into Baby 5. She dies, we'll play Luffy. Minus a Dawn. Draw, and we'll swing 10 into the blocker. I mean, he could have counter for it. He has 2 Dawn up. Okay, he died. We'll pass. Perfect. That made the decision much easier for me between 9 Beard and then 9 Luffy. Oh, hey, there's Zorjiro. You're kind of late here, buddy. Okay, he does attack 1k into my Mr. 2. Might as well counter. Eat up another attack. Yep, and I'm okay with that. He's gonna drop something big for 8 that I have to worry about. It could be a birdcage, but if it's birdcage at this point, like, I'm way beyond being affected by birdcage because none of my characters are 5 cost or lower. So yeah, I am the natural counter to birdcage Dofi, but he is the natural counter to blue Doflamingo. They play 7 cost kid. Yeah, it's a birdcage deck. They have these Dawn minus cards, but yeah, it's not gonna do too well against me. I hope at least. Alright, so this kid is gonna make the leader oh, he didn't use the effect. Okay, I have this Luffy too as well. So we'll do 10 at leader. I leave the Baby 5 alone, right? It's just a 1k. Okay, they took the Newgate. Should I try to bluff that I have a Gum Giant? Nah. 9k. I just want this 9 to stick. Because if it's 8, he could just 2 cost 4k counter. So this way he has a 2 cost 4k counter plus 1k counter. Or just take it. And then I'm probably able to defend this Luffy because I have 6k counter and this is like 2k under. Okay, so they use off-white plus 4k and lets them search, then a 2k, which they picked up. So it's like 4k counter for 2 Dawn, or 6k counter for 2 Dawn. That's pretty cool. If you don't whiff the search, that is. If you do, then yeah, it's still the bare minimum 2 Dawn 4k counter. So I like that. Huh, off-white. Let's see if he does like what? He'd have to do... Okay, he could rest my Luffy that way with the 10 cost Flamingo, who freezes. This guy can attack me. It's a 1k counter. He does. At this point, maybe I still do it. Will he live if I go all out assault? No way, I have 1 less attack I can use. So 8 at me. I do think I will counter. That's all the hits he can throw at me. Okay, I have to find a Gum Gum Giant with Nami. So please. You get it? Nice. Okay, and now I can play 7 cost Kid. That leaves me with 1 Dawn to use to swing 11 into this kid. 11. I would have liked it to have been 12. So maybe it's better to swing at leader. Yeah, we'll swing at leader. Because I think he can defend it if I swing it at this kid. And I don't want that. I want to get him at a spot where I can 10 cost Luffy. Actually, I had an extra Dawn to spare, right? Because I could have returned... Ah, dang, I'm stupid. You'll see how dumb I am after this attack resolves. Or I can explain it while he's trying to think out how to counter it. So I could have played 7 cost Kid minus a Dawn, and then I could have ramped it back with my leader, letting me attack with Newgate for 12 and still have a Dawn up for Gum Gum Giant. I didn't catch that until after the fact because I have to talk and play at the same time, you know? Yeah, so they did take that, and then here, look at how dumb I am. Return a Dawn, get it back. I have 2 active Dawn for no reason. Oh, but since I attacked leader instead of the kid, then it didn't matter in the end anyway. Right? My goal was to get him to take a life, so technically, I didn't misplay. I just didn't do it optimally by 1 Dawn. But same result is how I'm gonna cope. Yeah, hope you can appreciate that on my channel where I'm the first person to call out my own misplays. I'm not trying to like sell you like some masterclass or sell you some Patreon deck articles. All my deck breakdowns are for free on my channel, so never think that I'm like, I don't know, too cocky for my own good or something. So they do play another blocker Doflamingo. We can tap it with Usohachi. Right, that's kind of the brand I built for myself. I hope you guys can appreciate it. So that means 5 Dawn left over to use. 2 on this guy. Is this gonna attack into Newgate? Okay, so we will Gum this giant. Turn 2 Dawn. I guess we'll get rid of Diable Jomb. Yeah. Buff 4k, draw 2 cards. We get another Gum Giant. That's exactly why I left up 2 Dawn. See, genius. You guys just didn't know it yet because I'm just way ahead of you all, you know? So 8 at us, we'll counter 2. Right, if you leave 2 active Dawn, you can Gum Giant into a second Gum Giant in case you need it. But in that case, I didn't need it, so... Okay, I mean, I want a 10 cost Luffy, so I think I have to 10 cost Luffy. So here's 8 at lead. No ability. So he knows what's coming. And he doesn't get the 2 Dawn back on my second turn. That's what this Luffy does, gives me a second turn. He only untaps at the end of his turn. Okay, so I think he accounted for that, so he left like 5 Dawn up because he knew I was gonna do this. So Hell's Judgment is really good. That stopped 1 attack, and then this is a 7k now. Man. We'll do 7 at lead. That's a 2k. Damn, he got me. He got me good. Maybe I should have just gone for like the Usopp and then like split 3 ways play. Nah. I have to play secret rare Luffy, you know, OP09, Gear 5, Nika. Oh, he took that one. What the heck? Okay, here's 10 at lead. Then he has to eat another 7 this turn, and then next turn 10, 12. Or maybe 9, 12, because I need to leave Dawn up for this, potentially. Okay, so they off-white here. And then they countered 1. Did they whiff with the off-white? No, they found this Rosinante. Okay, so 10 cost Luffy. Return all the Dawn. Return all the cards. Leader ramp. Luffy ramp. Me attacks 7. If he has a 2k, that stops it. He has 1 Dawn. I don't think there's any 1 Dawn counter. Oh, I guess there is. Oh, Blast Breath. Okay. We'll take our second turn. Another ramp. Okay, so he is still 6k. Dude, 9 at lead. Hey, we got it. He had no counter left. Okay, yeah, he had the birdcage that was stuck in hand. Bye.
Card D Kaizoku.